music may be dangerous to your health because that sound may be driving you deaf.
From CBS News, this is 30 Minutes with Betsy Aaron and Christopher Glenn.
Today on 30 Minutes, along with our stories about teenage fashion models and the sounds of rock, we'll have our regular feature, Who's Right?
Do girls have the right to play football or other sports on the varsity teams with the boys? We'll find out.
Chris and I will be right back with 30. Loud and powerful, rock music is big business. Billions of dollars a year spent on records and concert tickets. All that money spent to hear all that sound. But that sound of rock may be making you deaf. It was a summer night in New York's Central Park, a sellout crowd. On stage, Meatloaf. 270 pounds of energetic singer, plus 7.5 tons of amplification. Music and words by Jim Steinman.
This is electronic music. It's technological. It's coming out of an age of machines. It's the music that occurs when people collide with machinery. That's basically what rock and roll is. It's also the music that occurs when the heartbeat accelerates fast enough for the 20th century to keep up with it.
To get the dynamics and get the instruments to sound like they should sound, it requires volume.
It's meant to be felt, too, also. Rock and roll is meant to be not only heard, but felt physically. And to be able to penetrate skin, bones, and marrow and muscle, you need electronics. And to need electronics, you need volume, because that comes along with it. So it's by necessity loud.
Greg Geller, Columbia Records executive. Geller picks the groups who make the records who become the stars.
I think the natural tendency is bigger, louder, whatever, is better. And when we can make it louder, we do so. I personally think that there's a point beyond which you don't need to go. And yet, I think it's human nature to test the limits of our endurance and so on.
Listening to amplified music at clubs, at concerts, or at home, the problem is the same. Power. Loud may sound better, but it is not safer.
The most damaging noise that is derived from music is amplified music.
Dr. Joseph Nadel of the Massachusetts Eye and Ear Infirmary. His specialty, studying the effects of noise on the human ear, especially rock noise.
Loud noise, however generated, is enough to do permanent damage to each of us.
But I don't think that anybody should live surrounded by loud noise at all times. But I also don't think that kids that are playing rock and roll music should have to play it at whisper volumes. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at that volume. It's not what it's all about.
When is noise, when is music not safe?
Well, in absolute terms, anything over 90 decibels has a significant chance of damaging hearing in at least some of us.
Sound is measured in decibels. From 100 feet, the Concorde on takeoff registers 140 decibels. A typical rock concert, sound level 10 feet from the speakers, 110 decibels.
A slightly less intense noise for a long period of time is worse, and this would be precisely the type of exposure that one would expect to find at a rock concert or discotheque.
Do you make records to be played loud?
When we're making rock and roll records, sure. Oh, absolutely.
Take a rock record, play it as loud as most teenagers do. That's what 30 Minutes did. Dr. Nadel checks sound levels.
That's about 100 decibels.
Don't you feel that music in your toes?
I do, but I feel pain.
What are you really losing when you turn down that volume?
You're really losing the energy, the excitement, which is a key, very key element of rock and roll music.